Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 4 of the Nutrien Classic here at Tamworth. The Alex Centre was definitely a buzz today. We kicked off with the second round of the Martin Stock Haulage Open Camp Draft. Once again, seen some huge runs to stack up that leaderboard. We're about 30 runs away from the finish of the second round of the Classic Camp Draft. Ben Hall sits at the lead at the moment with a 181. It's going to be a big total to chase down. Later on in the show, we're going to catch up with Tony Mortimer, previous judge, very acclaimed competitor.
Also sponsoring the service fee to the Classic winner this year. He's giving up a service fee to Timed and Tuned, the imported horse, so that'll be great to talk to Tony about.
Tony's judged here before, so we'll get his insight on what he thinks about, the challenge, the horses, the competition this year. That'll be very exciting.
It'll be really good, won't it? I'm sure Tony will have a great insight to what goes on in a judge's mind, and watching those good horses go around, it's always really interesting to see what that thought process is in scoring and how it all works. So it'll be great to catch up with Tony later.
And a question we will ask is, Tony's won the most prestigious challenge in Australia, being Cloncurry. We'd like to see how that stacks up with the Working Cow horse and the atmosphere in the shed to Cloncurry. That'll be pretty exciting to hear his thoughts.
Yeah, because the Working Cow horse is that little bit of, it's a different concept to the camp draft. It's obviously scored differently, it's judged differently. You've even got to run around your cow differently. So that'll be nice to talk to him about for sure. So we've also got to talk about the Classic results so far. You mentioned before that we've got Ben Hall at the top on Rathcoole Doctor Who. Ben's going to be pretty tough to beat, mate.
Such a solid horse. He's just now has put 90-point run with his 91, so that goes to 181. Equal second out of the first round was Luke Cheney. Well, he's just put another 90 with that 90.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's exciting. Luke would have to be one of the nicest young guns that you could find, an outstanding young man that we've seen him final and run a place at Willinga.
Yep.
To mix it with his competition on, he would have done a lot of the work on that horse himself.
Yes, that's right.
And it's outstanding to see him up there mixing it with these guys.
Yep, that horse owned by his family and by Warren Bride Deluxe, which is a Romeo horse. Nice to see stock horses and quarter horses competing against each other because they've all got different styles, haven't they, Brett?
Absolutely.
So we've got Will Durkin. He also had a 90 on AMAC Duckman, and he's got another one on Les Lucas Cielo. How impressive is this young bloke, seriously?
Well, like I said, they want to put Charters Towers as a hot spot to stop him from coming down. They didn't want him crossing the border into New South Wales.
Yeah.
They knew how much talent he brings to the arena. They didn't want him here, they're going, he's going to take our money. So it's he's been down, he's won Cooler, he was at Cuba. Like these guys, they don't want, he's a serious threat.
He is, isn't he? And he's just so great to watch. I overheard a conversation that he'd had with another competitor that rode up beside him at the yards, talking about how thick his reins were. And the other bloke said to him, "Why, Will, are your reins so thick, mate? You don't use them anyway. So what's the point here?" And Will said, "Oh, just so I can, get contact with my horse." And he goes, "Well, there's absolutely no point in that. That doesn't make sense because you don't use your reins anyway." Will's just a magician, and he's so great to watch go around, isn't he?
It's funny. We know where we spoke about Ron Wall and what he has brought to the Nutrien Classic as a judge and competitor. I remember last year interviewing Ron, and one of the most influential people on his horsemanship was Will's father, Robert.
Yeah.
So Rob Durkin, and now it's no surprise to see Will carrying on the horsemanship.
Yeah, that's right. And, also another brother of Will's is Matt Durkin, and Matt's also great to watch. So, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Rob's fantastic, isn't he, to watch? That's Dad, and that's Rob Durkin. He's, he's been winning stuff left, right and centre. He's a fantastic competitor, and passing that down to his kids. So it's lovely to see. Also up there we've got Matt Moffat on Yaven Smooth Sailing. That's another one. So this horse is out of One More Romance. Am I right?
I can't confirm that, but it sounds good to me, Felicia. I think
he
it is.
Yeah, it's the smooth as a cat out of One More Romance. So there's another one in the sale out of that same mare, Bimetallic Cat, that Tom Williamson has.
Just a little update there. Matt Moffat has run 87 on his 90, so he's 177 going into the final of the Classic.
Unreal. He's going to be a tough one. He's a young competitor hailing from Rockhampton. He's the son of a baker, and just taken on the horse sports by storm, and he's certainly got a lot of natural talent. So he's also great to watch for sure.
So we'll recap round 2 of the Martin Stock Haulage Open Camp Draft. Leading the way in the second round was Hugh Mile on a big, impressive 92-point run. Megan McIntosh was equal second and third. Megan was first out this morning, runs 91 points.
Go the girls.
Go the girls. Wyatt Young on his Binia Impressive Destiny mare, Binia Milan. She's put 91 points with a 90 in the first round, 181.
I've got to say I'm fangirling over that mare a little bit. She's a bit special, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah.
Drop down into the round, we've got Simon Dodwell, Harry Steiger, David Thorne, all on 90 points. So a little recap of the top of the leaderboard. It's Peter Bolton, 182.
Yep.
Wyatt, 181. Hugh Miles, 181.
How do you split them?
No slowing them in the final.
Yeah, that's right. How do you split these horses? We've got an imported stallion there being in Time's Up. This mare of Wyatt's, she's just gone and won something very previously, like just the last couple of weekends ago. And Peter Bolton on Reflex, well, he's just on fire. How are we going to split them up?
Wyatt's got so much confidence. He's won 2 or 3 drafts in the last 2 or 3 months on that mare.
Let's just talk about what he's won here. Don't worry, let's not even worry about the last few weekends. Wyatt coming here to Tamworth seems to be his sweet spot, doesn't it?
Absolutely. He's a young gun in the challenge tonight. Mm-hmm. It's so that final's going to be super exciting. They'll be up and from the start.
Yep.
There'll be no holding back. So Felicity, we're currently in the second round of the Classic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there's only another 30 runs or so left. It's been a great day of drafting. The cattle have been good. It has been a hot day today. That always affects how the cattle run and whatnot. But we've got to deal with the cards we're dealt, and there'll be some scores, and we'll get some results in. And so after the second round of the Classic this afternoon, we're going to start with the Pride's Easy Feed NCCA Rider Title Camp Draft. And after the break, we'll be catching up with Tony Mortimer, a fantastic bloke, and will be very interesting to talk to.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us here on the panel today, we've got Queensland horseman, renowned judge, competitor, Tony Mortimer. How are you, Tony?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Tony, you've been a big part of the Classic from the early days. What is it about this sale, the horses, how they progress into the camp draft arena that as a vendor makes you want to come here year in, year out and present your best horses?
Well, I guess I just love the concept right from the word go. Having that camp draft that, to qualify for that draft, your horse has to be in the sale. And it's the sale to go to, and everyone's trying to put up, the best article they can. And if you can turn up with progeny, by your stallion and have some decent fellas get them, and they go on with them and they compete with them, and show them in the challenge and show them in the draft, and you end up getting place getters there in those events. Well, it just helps promote your horse, and it's a real flow-on effect.
Speaking of stallions, Tony, you're donating a service fee to your horse, your imported horse, Timed and Tuned, for the winner of the Classic. So thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about this horse. You imported him how long ago?
It'd probably be 9-10 years ago now.
Wow, that long.
Yeah,
right.
yep. We actually had another colt that we lost around that time, and we just thought there was a bit of an opening for something just a little bit different bred.
Yes.
And our horse is by a horse called a Chick in Time. He's a smart Chickalina horse. And that horse had won a lot of money in reining, cutting and cow horse, so he's a real all-round horse and bred a lot of, you know, finer type horses, and the horses I'd seen by him, I just thought they'd suit, you know, the camp drafting and that style of horse.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So tonight we've got the final of the Pride's Easy Feed Performance Horse Challenge, and we've got 25 competitors that are going to be competing. As a judge yourself and winner of Cloncurry Stockman's Challenge, tell us what you would look for, or what challenge judges look for in a challenge horse, and what the ideal challenge horse will present as.
Myself, I guess I'm looking for horses that are, you know, those real nice travelling horses, and horses that I look at and think I'd really love to ride that horse myself.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm looking for horses that are doing their manoeuvres, and it doesn't matter whether they're loose rein or connected or collected, you know, as long as there's no resistance.
Yes.
And I just like to see, you know, accuracy in the patterns, you know, where there's a centre, you know, you want to see them use that centre of the arena.
Yeah.
And you know, markers for stops and that sort of thing. So it's, you know, a horse that travels well and does it nice and looks like they're going somewhere, but then is accurate with their patterns.
Yes, it was about that ultimate control, isn't it? And then that's how it stems across into the camp draft side of things. That you know, when you have that bit more control, then you know it sort of flows across into the cattle work, doesn't it? Yeah.
And I guess, you know, once you're looking for those basics, but then once you step up in your scoring, well, you're looking for that bit extra, like that horse that can stop that bit harder, or is just that little bit better travelling, or, you know, it can turn around that bit nicer, and and that's going to separate, like, your place getters, I guess, your champion from, say, your 5th or 6th place.
That's right, because how difficult is it to get one to go and drag its butt in the dirt and, you know, stop big and spin good, and then go and chase a cow where they need to draw and maybe not have to slide past the cow and all that sort of thing. You know, there's a real fine line there between training one right out to be a reiner or training one to be a complete camp draft horse. You've got to find that sweet spot in the middle, haven't you? Yeah.
Tony, many people out there would know, but some wouldn't, that a big part of your, you know, family operation is the token Brahmins. Been highly successful in, you know, the breeding and selling bulls. You said you got a bull sale Tuesday next week.
Yep.
Tell us where it is though first.
In Charters Towers.
Yeah, so you're driving home from Tamworth.
Yep, and then straight to Charters Towers to sell bulls there.
How far is home from Charters Towers?
Well, we're about 700 k's from Charters Towers and close to 1200 k's from here to home.
So just a little bit of driving on the way.
Yeah.
What sort of music do you like to bang along to in the car?
Anything loud.
That's the go.
So getting back to the Brahmins,
sorry.
Do you think there'll be a day that we're going to see the cutout yard full of them beautiful white Brahmins for the final of the Classic?
I know there'd be a lot of Queenslanders that'd like to see them.
They just paint a beautiful picture when you see that ultimate, you know, beautiful soft round Brahmin.
Yeah.
It's I'm sure Bardo would like to see it too.
Yeah. Oh, it's you know, because you're in the north, you see a lot of Brahmins herds up there, and you know, there's some real quality Brahmin cattle, and you know, those drafts with those real good Brahmin cattle, like they're some of the best drafts you'll ever see.
Yep. So tonight we kick off with the Pride's Easy Feed Performance Horse Challenge at 6 p.m. We've got those 25 riders in it. 5 of those riders are eligible for the Young Guns incentive. There's $45,000 worth of cash. There's $65,000 worth of cash and prizes, including that fantastic Navajo horse float. How entertaining is that going to be, Brett?
Yeah, it's going to be a big night, and obviously people need to get here early, get a seat.
Yeah.
To see someone go down the fence, you know, we're going to see Josh Smith, Geom Hard, Adam Roble on the Creamy Seligman mare, like that. They split around in the wet work, I believe.
Yep. We've got Leah Reid twice, Luke Bennett, Tim McLaughlin, Mark West, Nathan Wilson, Warwick Lawrence, Hugh Miles, Isaac Westerhouse, like, you know, the names just keep coming, don't they?
I get back to Luke Bennett, he's got 1,000 in the final.
Yeah, that's right. What's going on? And, you know, Luke's actually riding some horses of Sue Brosnan's. Sue hails from Tipperary in the Territory. She went and purchased horses out of the Classic last year. She's got 3 horses back here in the Challenge and the Classic Camp Draft. She also purchased a horse, I think it was the year before, that's Daddy Who. She's gone and invested a lot of money in her breeding program. She owns a sire and mares all these mares that are here for the Classic and the Challenge, she's got embryos out of by Daddy Who. So, you know, that's a testament to the quality of horses coming back through the sale, and she's actually, you know, she said she used to drive down from the Territory and spend weeks in the south looking for genetics and looking for horses, but she says now I just travel to Tamworth for the week and try and, you know, find my horse there when I'm looking for a new one. So just goes to show what we've got here.
Tone, just with Timed and Tune, is he on the ground ready for the Stallion Draft tomorrow?
Yeah, yep, for sure. Yep, no, he's here.
What'd you draw in the first round?
13.
Oh, my
Lucky
goodness. My goodness. That's going to be an event that everyone goes to see. The third round this year, we're going back out to a camp draft in the arena. How do you find that's going to play to the traditional camp draft horse? You know, like your horse that can cut a bullock out and belt him round outside. Do you think it's now going to put everyone on that, you know, we're going to Warwick, we're going to go 3 rounds. We just, instead of, you know, you might draw 2 good cows and then you may not be able to be caught if you get 23 yard here.
Yeah.
We go back now and we go 3 rounds. You ought to keep stacking them up.
Yeah, no, I think it's actually going to be pretty good because, you know, there's those fellas that are probably just out of those top 4 places with 2 scores, and, you know, they can come in and have a good yard, but they're just not going to quite get there overall. But, you know, they're really still in the hunt with that 3rd round of a draft.
Well, there's more points, you know, with a camp draft to spread across the riders, isn't there? So, you know, rather than just a cutout score, you've got a lot more points to play with. So, it will be so interesting to see how it pans out.
I think it'll be a pretty good thing to do.
Yeah, it'll up the ante, I reckon. Yeah.
So, how many in the sale have you got by Timed and Tune?
I've got 2 of my own, and I think there's another two as well from other people that are selling.
So, if you see Timed and Tune go tomorrow night, he takes your fancy, mark all the Timed and Tunes down in the catalogue, come back here, put your hand up, go away with one and come back to the Classic next year. I believe one year your horse was extremely late in the sale, within the last 2 or 3 lots of the sale. Ben Hall buys it, comes back, runs 2nd in the Classic.
Yeah, no, that was very exciting because, you know, it's just where you draw, and, you know, somebody's got to be there at the end of the sale, and yeah, it was pretty exciting. Ben sort of bid on the horse just to help us out, and ended up afterwards he canted up to me and said, "Is this horse any good?" And and he came back next year and ended up getting equal 2nd in the Classic. So yeah, it was really exciting. So.
Well, thank you for spending time on the panel this afternoon, Tony. Stay tuned. After the break, we'll come back and we'll preview tomorrow's proceedings at the Classic 2021.
G'day, I'm Peel Tribe from Navajo Trailers in Warwick, Queensland. We build custom-made truck bodies, trays, crates, horse floats, goosenecks and accommodation living trailers. From basic designs to high-end finishes, we offer personalised service with experience where it counts.
Righto, so as we sit here, the 2nd round of the Classic Camp Draft has concluded. We've got Ben Hall on top still with Rathcool Doctor Who. Now, we forgot to mention earlier that he is a One Stylish Pepto, and the One Stylish Pepto Syndicate have put up 50 grand if you can go and win the Classic on a One Stylish Pepto.
That in itself, if that happens, we go to $100,000 for the winner.
Yeah.
That's as good as Willinga.
Yeah, that's right.
So we talk about that. Ben's in a wonderful position there. We drop back into second place. This is a top 10 after the second round of the Classic. Young Luke Cheney, he's got 290s. He sits on a 180. Back to Ben Hall on the CM Pastoral Company horse called Hall's Pledge. He sits on a 178. Sam Kime, Sonova Duck, 177.
Oh, I've got to correct you there. So I was actually talking to Sam, and hot off the press, it's Son of a Duck.
Oh,
Just so you
Son
know.
of a Duck.
Yeah.
I'll remember
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Let's hope we need to, call that out in previous panels. In fifth spot, or equal fourth and fifth, Matt Moffat, Yaven Smooth Sailing, 177. Then we go back into sixth spot with Dan Condon riding Hitman. Just got the news through, 24, 66 and 4, 94 points on a Classic horse.
You've got to watch this bloke. He has won the Chinchilla Grandfather Clock. That same year, his daughter piloted the horses, jumped on them at Warwick. Dan went home to go to work, and Hayley Condon went and won the Ladies Silver Cup at Warwick. So the family, fantastic horseman. Dan is a contractor, busy man, lives on a horse, and I certainly wouldn't scratch him off the list just yet. If he can pull out another 94 in the final, watch out.
He won't die wondering.
No,
that's
that's
for
right.
sure.
Yeah.
So then we go back to a local competitor here at Tamworth, Wayne Smith, Croker Stud Ironman. Then we go back, Ben Hall, riding the Luke Quaid entry, Hall San Diego, 175. Josh Smith, Mewburn Contoria, a Hazelwood conman out of a mare of Vicky Hiscock, Bamalam. We seen Bamalam here last year, I believe, win the Young Guns.
Yep.
Or the ladies incentive last year, it was.
Yes.
So, perform mare.
Oh,
We know
I've seen
her.
that mare go round and round at Warwick. Vicky led the average at Warwick one year, like across the Gold Cup, the Cannings, and the ladies, and that mare, God, she had some big rounds. Yeah.
Then we drop back out of the top 10 and is Pete Comiskey, 175, one Stylish Rose, another one vying for the $50,000 winner's purse if they can win the Classic. So any one of these one Stylish Peptos win the Classic, they're $100,000. Bergen Rawhide Trophy Saddle, that buckle there, it's outstanding what this has grown to.
Isn't it? Everybody comes here every year, and that's the thing that we're purchasing horses for, is to come back for that Classic and try and win that big check. It's been bumped up this year to 50 grand. It's something that we're all vying for, and I'm just so excited to see who gets to take it home.
Once again, no excuse. We're just on 600 horses.
Yep.
If you can't find one in there, you're not looking hard enough.
That's right. So tomorrow we've got the start of the pre-works. We're going from lot 1 through to lot 317. We really encourage our bidders and potential buyers to go and look at the horses, go and inspect them in the stable. If you can't get here and you're going to be buying, say over Auctions Plus or online bidding, please organise someone to go and inspect your horse through the sale. It's so important, and that way you'll know exactly what you've got and what you're looking for. So I think that is certainly something to consider.
There's also no excuse, Felicity, with the vets on site.
Yes, sorry.
All you got to do, get the horse's lot number, organise it. There is vets on site, there's x-ray machines, you can get a full pre-purchase examination done of the horse.
Yep.
You don't want to get the horse home and this is not right or we're not happy with that. Get it evaluated, spend the money, have confidence in what you've got,
Yes.
and there'll be no problems.
Yep, that's right. So then tomorrow, after the pre-works have concluded, we've got the Pride's Easy Feed NCCA Rider Title second round. That'll be a smashing event to go and watch. There's a number of teams that are vying for the top spot there. We've got the Stallion Shootout round 1. Just had a catch up with Tony Mortimer, talking to him about having timed and tuned in that one. There's some big names in the Stallion Shootout this year.
Well, we've got to go back and see the horses that have won it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we looked about Heatwave, ID, Conman.
Unreal, isn't it?
All these horses that have come through there, and they all have side horses that go through the sale and have come back and ended up in the arena.
Yes.
You've got to keep an eye out on 13.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So we've also got then the gelding draft and the Navajo Trailers Masters Final, followed by the Open Final. So what a massive day of competition and events we've got going on tomorrow, Brett.
So stay tuned. Tomorrow will be one hell of a day. We're going to crown one of our first champion of the Classic 2021 tonight. We're going to see the winner of the Pride's Easy Feed Performance Horse Challenge be crowned. Then we're going to see the $5,000 ALEC Arena Bar gelding incentive run tomorrow night. Stay tuned.